The Polish 1st Armored Division was an armored division of the Polish Armed Forces in the West during World War II. Created in February 1942 at Duns in Scotland, it was commanded by Major General Stanisław Maczek and at its peak numbered approximately 16,000 soldiers. The division served in the final phases of the Battle of Normandy in August 1944 during Operation Totalize and the Battle of Chambois, and then continued to fight throughout the campaign in Northern Europe, mainly as part of the 1st Canadian Army. History. After the fall of Poland and then France in 1940, the remaining Poles that hadn't fought in both campaigns retreated with the British Army to the United Kingdom. Formation. Stationed in Scotland, the Polish 1st Armoured Division was formed as part of the Polish 1st Corps under Władysław Sikorski, which guarded approximately 200 kilometers of British coast in 1941. The commander of the division, General Stanisław Maczek, was Poland's premier mechanized commander, and many of his subordinate officers from the unit he commanded in 1939 10th Mechanized Brigade had made their way to England with him. They were organized on the British Armoured Division model, equipped with British uniforms, weapons and tanks. They were initially equipped and trained on Crusader tanks, but in late 1943 and early 1944 these were replaced with Sherman tanks and Cromwell tanks. They then participated in war games together with the 4th Canadian Armoured Division. Normandy. By the end of July 1944, the 1st Armoured had been transferred to Normandy, its final elements arriving on the 1st of August. The unit was attached to the 1st Canadian Army as part of the 21st Army Group. This may have been done to help in communication, as the vast majority of Poles did not speak English when they arrived in United Kingdom from 1940 onwards. The division joined combat on the 8th of August during Operation Totalize. It twice suffered serious casualties as a result of friendly fire from Allied aircraft, but achieved a victory against the Wehrmacht in the battles for Montauban and the town of Chambois. This series of offensive and defensive operations came to be known as the Battle of Fillets, in which a large number of German Army and SS divisions were trapped in the Fillets pocket and subsequently destroyed. Maczek's division had the crucial role of closing the pocket at the escape route of the trapped German divisions. Hence the fighting was desperate, and the 2nd Polish Armoured Regiment, 24th Polish Lancers and 10th Dragoons, supported by the 8th and 9th Infantry Battalions, took the brunt of German attacks by units attempting to break free from the pocket. Surrounded and running out of ammunition, they withstood incessant attacks from multiple fleeing panzer divisions for 48 hours until they were relieved. Belgium and the Netherlands. After the Allied armies broke out from Normandy, the Polish 1st Armoured Division pursued the Germans along the coast of the English Channel. It liberated, among others, the towns of Saint-Omer, Ypres, Oostneukerke, Roeselare, Tielt, Rue-Isolde, and Ghent. A successful outflanking maneuver planned and performed by General Maczek allowed the liberation of the city of Breda without any civilian casualties. The division spent the winter of 1944–1945 on the south bank of the River Rhine, guarding a sector around Moerdijk, Netherlands. In early 1945, it was transferred to the province of Overijssel and started to push with the Allies along the Dutch-German border, liberating the eastern parts of the provinces of Drenthe and Groningen, including the towns of Emmen 1. Koordinatstaatskanal, Germany. In April 1945, the 1st Armoured entered Germany in the area of Emsland. On 6 May, the division seized the Kriegsmarine naval base in Wilhelmshaven, where General Maczek accepted the capitulation of the fortress, naval base, East Frisian Fleet and more than 10 infantry divisions. The division ended the war and, joined by the Polish 1st Independent Parachute Brigade, undertook occupation duties until it was disbanded in 1947. It, together with the many Polish displaced persons in the Western occupied territories, formed a Polish enclave at Haran in Germany, which was for a while known as Maczko. The majority of its soldiers opted not to return to Poland, which fell under Soviet occupation, preferring instead to remain in exile. Many artifacts and memorabilia belonging to Maczek and the 1st Polish Armoured Division are on display in the Polish Institute and Sikorski Museum, in London. Organization during 1944–45. 1st Armoured Division, General Stanisław Maczek, comprising 10th Armoured Cavalry Brigade, Col. T. Majewski. 1st Polish Armoured Regiment, Lt. Colonel Aleksander Stefanowicz. 2nd Polish Armoured Regiment, Lt. Col. S. Kozycki. 24th Polish Lancers Regiment, Lt. Col. J. Kanski. 10th Polish Dragoons Regiment, Lt. Colonel Władysław Zagorzelski. 3rd Polish Infantry Brigade, Col. Marian Wyronsky. 1st Polish Highland Battalion, Lt. Col. K. Komplek. 8th Polish Rifle Battalion, Lt. Colonel Aleksander Nowaczyński. 9th Polish Rifle Battalion, Lt. Colonel Zygmunt Szydlowski. 1st Polish Independent HMG Squadron, Marge. M. Kochanowski. Divisional Artillery, Col. B. Null. 1st Polish Motorized Artillery Regiment, Lt. Col. J. Krautwald. 2nd Polish Motorized Artillery Regiment, Lt. Col. K. Marish. 1st Polish Anti-Tank Regiment, Major R. Dabor. 1st Polish Light Anti-Aircraft Regiment, Lt. Col. Loemanowicz, later Marge. W. Berend. Other units: 10th Polish Mounted Rifle Regiment, Marge. J. Maciejowski. HQ, Military Police, Engineers, Lt. Col. J. Durant. Signals, Lt. Col. J. Grajkowski. Administration, Military Court, Chaplaincy, Reserve Squadrons, Medical Services. Numbers Chapter 885 Officers and Non-Commissioned Officers. 15,210 Other ranks. 381 tanks. 473 artillery pieces. 4,050 motorcars, trucks, utility vehicles, artillery carriers. Dramatization. The division is the subject of a Polish campaign in the best-selling Call of Duty 3 video game. The PS2 version included an interview with the veteran